Christ in the Crucible. It was worth the risk when Christ left the throne to suffer pain, abuse, and death to redeem his own, for a people whose freedom they chose to abuse, who knew not what they were doing. Sin has no excuse. When he came to this world, the conditions were bleak. Born into a life of poverty, his family the hope of a better life to seek, all while Herod the king sought to cut his infant life short. The wise men followed the star and ignored Herod's retort. Yes, he was immersed in the world of sin, yet sinless, a Nazarite youth with a pure soul, humility, and meekness, not tainted by sin, though he saw all that it does, which made it all the more torturing, given who he was. But the people at the time did not even know. When this child came to earth with a blessing to bestow, the creator of heaven and earth became a sacrifice for all, because he made that promise to Adam and Eve after the fall. He lived a life of rejection. He was hated by men, the same people he would give his life for back then, whose wise counsel they just refused to hear. They tried to get rid of him, but he would skillfully disappear. It got to the point where the Jewish leaders shunned the work he did in healing the sick, lame, and dumb. They misunderstood his intentions. He only wanted to save, but that led the leaders to want to put him in the grave. Plans were in place long before they would have thought. Christ's 33 years of ministry is not for naught. He would face the last hours of his life in agony as he suffered the weight of our sins at Gethsemane. Hoping that his disciples would give some support, they failed miserably. The Bible did report how they fell asleep as Christ bore the pain, separated from God the Father by sin, the Lamb to be slain. The wrath of God against all transgressions weighed him down. He prayed earnestly to the Father with his face on the ground, asking if the cup of suffering could pass from him still. Nevertheless, if not my will, it will be thy will. Death by crucifixion was a harsh punishment and open shame, yet Christ was to be killed that way, though he was not to blame. He passed through the courts of trial, back and forth, to and fro. The anguish of the beating and scourging we would never know. Christ's death on the cross caused darkness over all the land. The veil of the temple tore from top to bottom because of this man. The light of the world was temporarily put out that day. The sacrificial system no longer necessary for man to obey. The suffering God endured from the cross to the grave, he endured more than we ever could. You and I, he wanted to save. Just as Christ suffered, we are going to suffer too. Those who profess Christianity will be the targeted few. Despite all this, all the crucibles Christ bore, he is the one who we worship, who we adore. A great example for us to follow. He taught us to endure these crucibles that will one day soon be no more. This video was brought to you by the Media Department of the Seagland Central Seventh-day Adventist Church. Thanks for watching our video. Share, like, and subscribe to this channel.